Okay, looking at the vocabulary words in the concept list, we have domain, function rule, range, function, mapping diagram, relation, function notation, not a function, and vertical line test. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to try to fill in any of this that you can. You have pencils, so you can erase when we go over it. Let's see how much of this that you know. Let's see if you recognize any of these on here. Let's start with Emma. Emma, which one did you recognize? Very good. 5 is the vertical line test. Connor? 8 is a function. And so I'm going to write it here lightly because some of these have definite places they need to go. So I'm not sure about that one yet. But it could be a function. We do have a function rule here. So let's wait and see. I know there's definitely ones on here that fit, and then there's some that you kind of have to figure it out as you're going. So we'll go with that right now. Don't erase anything that you have. Max? Let's see, 1, 3, 8, 7 of this set of numbers. 1, 3, 8, 7 would be the domain. That one definitely fits. Domain. And I'm going to put a circle around function because I'm not positive that's where it goes yet. Hannah, yes.
This is definitely function notation.
Because it says f of x. We haven't really talked about the fact that f of x is exactly the same thing as y. So down here we have y equals something of x, and here it says f of x equals something of x. They mean the same, and we interchange them all the time. All right, so that is definitely a Alana. 4, 2, 9, 6. 4, 2, 9, and 6, that is the range. Function rule, range. How you figured out it was domain or range? Remember that domain stands for the x values and range stands for the y values. It's kind of the way that I always remember is it's alphabetical order. D comes before I, R, just like X comes before Y. So I always think about when I was first learning it about the alphabetical order. That's how I could remember X. Okay. So if I look at the set, it says that this set is a set of the second set. So 1, 3, 8, 7 is a part of the second set. Well, where is the 1, the 3, the 8, and the 7? Yep, it's part of the set, and it's the X values in that set. Notice how they didn't put repeating values in there. There was another 3, but they've already said that the 3 was in the domain, so you don't have to say it twice. Thank you for asking. Hannah, number 1, you think it's what? Okay, yeah, thank you for trying. A function rule is definitely an equation. Remember that in the painted towers, we did 4 views of a function, and that was the function rule, when you actually have to come up with an equation so I can substitute in numbers, like when x is 1. When I substitute in x is 1, it says 1 plus 1, it says y equals 2. And then I look at my y column, and it says 2. When x is 2, I substitute in the 2 for x, and it says 2 plus 1. And that would be y equals 3, and that's what it says right here. So a function rule is an equation that I can substitute in x values to see what the y values are. So this is a function rule. And let's look at number 1. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, let's keep going and see if we can eliminate some first. Jenna? Can you please tell me why you think it's not a function? Exactly. So here I have x values repeating. So it is not a function. I know it's getting tough, getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Bluebell. Number 3 is definitely a mapping. You're mapping when you see the squares like this with domain and range. 1 is being mapped to 5, which means it's an ordered pair. 1, 5. 2 is being mapped to 7. And then 3 is also being mapped to 7. Some students might have thought that maybe this wasn't a function because they see that 7 is being used twice, but that's in the y values. And that doesn't matter if it's used twice. It's about the x. So I see 1, 2, 3 in the domain, so it's a function, and this is definitely a mapping. You're mapping one number to another. This is good. They put some on there that kind of make you stop and think, because there's definitely some things that are going on here. What do we have left? We have relation, we have function, and Alex. Can you help us figure out the last part of what's going on here? We have function and relation. Oh, good. There's 2 more. So right here, a relation. It is a function as well. It's a relation. Let me see. We have 9.
Wait, actually, no.
We have 7.
7 is a relation.
Yes.
Because there's, if you do the vertical, that's the unit.
Right. This is not a function. This is definitely a function because it passes the vertical line test. Where is oh, right here, and I crossed it off for some reason. Thank you. All right, so this is definitely the function rule because it has the rule. I can substitute, that's the function rule. This is the function because it passes the vertical line test. So function rule, function, and on this one it is a relation. It's not a function, but it is a relation.